One of the easiest and most important components that you can install into your office's prep time today are checklists specific to each tech position. These checklists contain every task that must be completed prior to the start of every cluster of every shift. These checklists should be simple yet thorough and contain every step that must be accomplished to execute on a great customer experience. A pilot must complete every item on a checklist before being cleared to take off for flight. Every single pilot on every single airplane must complete a checklist before every single flight. Why? Because flying an airplane is important and one missed item can have devastating consequences. As a proud owner, doctor, or team member of your chiropractic business, every patient visit should be important to you. So important that missing one detail isn't good enough. If a pilot misses an item on the checklist, there's only one way to find out what went wrong. The answer is stored in the black box and hidden amongst the wreckage of the failed flight. In your business, it won't be as easy to locate what went wrong if and when a patient decides to fire you. Were the bathrooms clean? Were the tables wiped off and ready for the patient? Did the front tech have a clean uniform and smiling face? Was someone in the office having a bad day? Without a checklist, you have no way to pinpoint an error that may have occurred. When a plane crashes, the authorities find and check the black box that takes them back to the start of the flight so they can identify exactly what went wrong. As long as the pre-flight checklist was followed correctly and there were no mid-air incidents, the plane will arrive at its destination safely. In your business, the only time a doctor should examine a prep time checklist is when something goes wrong. If the team is following the prep time checklists and executing each step, there should be no need to re-examine the checklists. Doctors, these checklists are important. When creating them, you need to be detailed and make sure every step is written out clearly. If you expect your techs to follow these checklists before every shift, then be sure to put the time in to construct them correctly. Example checklists and templates can be found in the SIDECAR file vault. The amount of time that goes into creating these checklists will be directly reflected by the team's willingness to adhere to and complete the tasks. Trained experts capable of flying hundreds of people safely all over the world require a checklist that walks them through the basics before each flight. Your office is no different. Pilots are trained and schooled utilizing checklists, and this practice allows them to advance into their professional flying careers. However, once they become full-time professional pilots, they do not stop utilizing checklists. Regardless of how good your team is or how long a tech has been with you, everyone needs to follow a checklist. The beauty of the checklist is that if all is going well and patients are happy, you know that your team is utilizing the checklist. If a patient has a bad visit or you start to notice patients dropping out of care, the checklist can be re-examined to see if it's being followed correctly.